Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 2C TV, your global news channel. President Trump has already signed a number of executive orders from the removal from the World Health Organization to, of course, also the Paris Climate Agreement. And finally, yes, the release of the J6 political prisoners. All that is going to be in this live stream, and of course the latest updates from the new president and the reaction to it as well. Obviously, if you're watching this live, we'll get your reaction. If you're not watching this live, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think so far of this new administration. Seems like, as usual, President Trump is keeping his promises, unlike a normal politician. Before we start, don't forget, we're actually launching a new exclusive show on 2C TV Plus soon about exposing the net zero agenda. We're going to go through the details of that. If you want to watch that, then join 2C TV Plus, become a member today by going on 2c.tv. If you join our annual subscription, you will get 1 month free, obviously as part of the package. 2c.tv, and yes, we'll be releasing that show soon. And of course the latest documentary about the UK grooming gangs as well, which is being done by Sammy Woodhouse. All right, so let's talk about what's been going on. The good news first. Actually, they're all good news. Everything we're going to show you is actually good news. First good news is Churchill is back. Winston Churchill is back. Now you're wondering what I'm talking about. Yes, the Churchill bust is actually back in the Oval Office. This was gifted to George W. Bush. When Barack Hussein Obama came into power, he removed it. When Trump came into power in 2016, he brought it back, and Churchill went back into the Oval Office. And then obviously when Biden came, he removed it again. You know, usual nonsense. And now Winnie is back. So Winston Churchill is back into the Oval Office. So that's the first good news. We're going to talk about the World Health Organization. We're going to talk about Paris Agreement and J6 prisoners, right? Let's go to the first update, which is about Trump pardoning over 1,000 of the J6 January 6 political prisoners. This doesn't include those who actually committed a crime and physical violence, things like that. These are the people who were just arrested for protesting on January the 6th, obviously in 2021. Let's go to this.
Anything you want to explain about this? We hope they get them. We hope they come out tonight, frankly. They're expecting it. Approximately 1,500 people. Six commutations.
It's fascinating. What happened last night following this order. There was a bit of a chaotic situation in Washington, D.C. The police was not able to contain the situation properly. And what we ended up having was that they said, we can't release everybody tonight. Guys, go back home and we'll let you guys know. Things did get heated because you had the families and friends of the prisoners waiting outside. But at the same time, you had the far left protesters also coming out to push them, which didn't really help. What we're going to show you is obviously the families and everybody else, basically Trump supporters waiting, and of course the protesters on the other side were also causing chaos. This shout out actually goes to Freedom News for being there to record this.
There's some.
Yeah,
you gotta get up. Go. Go up there. We're going over there. Go over there.
Street.
Media, get on the street.
Now. Go back now. Go back now.
Take them all the way back to the curb.
So that happened. But yes, the feds came out to say, please go home. They will be released, but just not right now. So yeah, yes, there was a little bit chaotic. But then we have to talk about a number of them, including one specific person. This is Captain Christopher Cohn, a decorated Marine veteran with over 20 years of service and a Purple Heart recipient, obviously. He has also now been pardoned by President Trump and been released. We do have a video of the moment, obviously, they received the good news.
It's been 4 years. 4 years of fighting, 4 years of struggling, and I'm finally free. I don't even have the words to thank President Trump for what he's done for us. Thank you, everybody, for your support. Praise God. First and foremost, all the praise and glory goes to God, first and foremost. My beautiful wife who supported me, all of you out there who supported me. Thank you. I love you. God bless.
That's good news for Christopher, a Marine veteran, and of course all the others who are in the same boat. It was a tough 4 years for a lot of these people. So they have some good news to deal with now. But as I said, the situation in Washington, D.C. last night got a little bit out of hand, especially when the left-wing protesters, Antifa and all the other weirdos decided to target the Trump supporters and families and relatives and everybody else of the prisoners who were waiting. But the police actually did a very good job, because they came out and removed every single one of them to send a message to all the other people saying, well, there's a new administration in town, there's a new sheriff in town, and you can't do what you've been doing for the past 4 years or so.
Hey, officer wants to speak to you right there. Officer wants to speak to you. I just want your right to be here. Have a good day. Come over here. Go back in there. Go right over there on the other side. Go on the other side. No, sir. No, sir.
No, let him go in there. I'm gonna lock him up myself. Go in there if you want to. Go in there if you want to. I'm gonna lock him up myself.
You're gonna cross the street. I'm not having this conversation with you. Let's
Go
go.
in there. I'm gonna put these. Hey,
Separating a group.
Put these bracelets on you, man.
No problem. Put your hand on your back. All right. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
I will talk.
Yeah, once again, a big shout out to Freedom News for being there on the ground as usual. Yes, there is a new sheriff in town. Things are going to be slightly different to what you saw under Biden. Although this doesn't mean you're not going to get chaos. Oh yeah, for the next 4 years, you are going to get more chaos. It's just that there will be a crackdown on this compared to before. There will be a pushback. There will be a fight back. These guys are not going to just give up for this, but it's the job of the authorities, the police, everybody from the local level to the federal level to make sure that everybody follows the rule of law, respect the rule of law. Otherwise, what's the point of having America? Now, all this was going on, obviously. Then there were a number of other issues that we have to talk about, including the fact that the J6 political prisoners, partly it was because of Nancy Pelosi. It was exactly because of the way Washington, D.C. that day handled the situation. Trump, if you remember, on that day was actually going around telling people to be peaceful and then told people to go home. Obviously, the media said, no, Trump was instigating this. It's the same thing that we had in the summer in the UK when Tommy Robinson wasn't even in the country. And he, from day one, when the protests and riots started in England, he was saying, be peaceful. Don't even go to this protest. Just don't. It's not worth it. And then the media started saying, and the MPs and everybody else, that he's been orchestrating it. He's been calling for violence. It's same narrative, but obviously on a smaller scale. With Trump, obviously, he was president on a much larger scale. So all this was happening, right? But last night, Trump actually did mention Nancy Pelosi, rightly so, because she was in charge of security, and nothing was done. Watch this.
She said it was, and it was. She's in charge of security at the Capitol, but I offered them up to 10,000 soldiers, even more. One time I said more, as many as you need, but you needed 400 or 500. If 4 or 5, you 10,000, that would be more than the number of people there by lot. But we offered her 10,000. Think of it, 10,000 soldiers. In other words, J6 wouldn't be J6. There would have been no J6. But she rebuffed them. She didn't like it. No, she didn't like it. Maybe she wanted that to happen.
There's a lot of questions still about January 6th, obviously. So you had those who infiltrated. You had the feds. You had the far left who infiltrated and caused trouble. There were also those who did commit crimes. They are still serving their sentences. But those who were simply arrested for protesting and being there, that is absolutely wrong. And of course, they became political prisoners. And the fact that they keep blaming it on Trump, even though he kept saying be peaceful and then go home, is a little bit weird. Asking people to march and protest is not the same as telling them to storm into the Capitol and cause trouble. So obviously, there was nothing to it at the time, and Donald Trump was cleared. Having said that, there has been many other issues that we also have to discuss when it comes to what's happened last night, including the fact that as one of the first things that President Trump did, of course, was to go against the Western liberal globalists by removing all restrictions on weapon sales to Israel. So Israel will now be supported by the West. If they want to buy weapons and everything else, then they can pay for it as usual. And the American government will be selling them because they are allies. Let's not forget. So that's also another reason that you're going to get more fight back from the left and the Islamists across the Western world as well. Now, other good news that we also have to talk about is one of the executive orders was actually about designating the Mexican cartel as foreign terrorist organizations. This was absolutely brilliant. So it's the right thing to do. If you wanted to, obviously, in terms of the border security, Trump declared the national emergency. In terms of the criminals, including the cartel and all the other criminals, they have to actually take this seriously. And obviously, that was one of the main reasons that he decided to designate them as a foreign terrorist organization.
This is actually an executive order designating the cartels and other organizations to be foreign terrorist organizations.
That's a big one.
Yes, sir.
People have wanted to do this for years. So they are now designated as terrorist organizations, foreign. And Mexico probably doesn't want that. But we have to do what's right. They're killing our people. They're killing 250, 300,000 American people a year. Not 100, like has been reported for 15 years.
Yes, absolutely spot on. It is extremely important to take this seriously. In other good news, apart from the cartel situation, the big announcement was the removal of the United States from the World Health Organization. This completely triggered everybody in the liberal media. The World Health Organization have now released a statement, which we will show you in a second. Let's quickly go to the moment he signed it.
Withdrawing from
What is this one?
Withdrawing from the World Health Organization, sir.
Ooh, that's a big one. So we paid $500 million to World Health when I was here, and I terminated it. China, with 1.4 billion people, we have 350 to pay. We have, nobody knows what we have because so many people came in illegally, but let's say we have 325. They had 1.4 billion. They were paying.
Oh yeah, so that was another piece of good news. There was a massive reaction from the World Health Organization. The whole of the UN is kicking off right now. The same reaction that they had almost 8 years ago now, when Trump removed the US from the Paris Accords, the climate agreement. The WHO have now released this statement saying comments on the United States announcement of intent to withdraw. This gets quite fascinating. The World Health Organization regrets the announcement that the United States of America intends to withdraw from the organization. WHO plays a crucial role in protecting the health and security of the world's people, including Americans, by addressing the root causes of diseases building stronger health systems and detecting, preventing and responding to health emergencies, including disease outbreaks, often in dangerous places where others cannot go. Oh, I'm so proud of you guys. The United States was a founding member of the WHO in 1948 and has participated in shaping and governing WHO's work ever since, alongside 193 other member states, including through its active participation in the World Health Assembly and Executive Board. For over 7 decades, WHO and the USA have saved countless lives and protected Americans and all people from the health threats. Together, we ended smallpox, and together we have brought polio to the brink of eradication. American institutions have contributed to and benefited from membership in the WHO. With the participation of the US and other member states, WHO has over the past 7 years implemented the largest set of reforms in its history to transform our accountability, cost effectiveness and impact in countries. This work continues. We hope that the United States will reconsider, and we look forward to engaging in constructive dialogue, blah blah blah. So many problems with this statement. Number one, everything has been perfect. Why do you even want to change the WHO? On the other hand, oh yeah, we've actually been making reforms over the last few years to make us slightly less corrupt. So which one is it? Have you been perfect or not? Second problem, they always use the politics of intent as opposed to outcome. As I always say, Milton Friedman said, never judge a policy or program based on its intent. Intent is easy, intention, because you can say, I want to eliminate poverty. I like to do that. Everybody likes that, right? Oh, that's nice. Outcome of the actions you take, that's more important. The result of your actions is more important, your policies. So they always say, well, it's called the World Health Organization. That sounds nice. We are there to look after the world's people, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's the intent. What is the outcome? And now they're going around saying, well, we've been doing things with the other governments. So you mean the other governments have been doing things and you've simply been the buffer and you've been taking credit for it. Now, the point is not to completely eliminate the concept of cooperation. The problem is your organization. Same problem we have in the United Kingdom. We have a project called High Speed 2, HS2, which is supposed to be, as well, it's a rail project which has been going on for about 5 million years. It's corrupt. It's basically one of the biggest scandals in this country. But because it's called high speed, they sell it as, if you criticize it, that means you hate technology and you hate advancements, you hate to improve the existing rail network. No, we just hate your project because it's corrupt. Well, we're fine with improvements, absolutely, advancements in your project, but they name projects with the good words. Like, for example, they create an organization called Compassionate, for example, organization. So if you criticize it, they say you hate compassion. That's exactly what the psychology of the left. They always do this. But speaking of all these globalist entities, it got worse for them because Trump also signed early on the removal of the United States from the Paris Climate Agreement. Absolutely correct. That was a waste of money. Let's go to that moment.
Thank you, sir. The next item here is the withdrawal from the Paris Climate Treaty. Yes, sir.
Well done, President Trump. Yes, it's a good start. Solid start to the new administration. There's been some reaction. We got Vinny in the live chats, super chat, saying, more good news, my new flag has arrived today. I know what flag he's talking about. Vinny, if you're still watching, send us an email with the picture of the flag now to the email, team@2c.tv. See if we can show it if you're still watching. As Tuti Akia is now attacking Alex, does that make him a far-right thug? Alex? My brain doesn't work right now. Alex? That could be anyone. Alex? It's someone very obvious, isn't it? Right now, just can't think. So, anyway, Alex. All right, anyway. No, Mr. 2C, he didn't eventually did. He didn't. He eventually did. Oh, this is about Trump and J6, January 6th. But up to the end, including the event, he was happy to play with fire. So see, these are the sensitive people in the West. So we don't have that in the Eastern culture, obviously. Man up, basically. So playing with fire, provoking, controversial, right? President today, that's what they say. Trump was orchestrating January 6th. But obviously that was nonsense. So if I were to tell people to protest and march towards Parliament, and then if people start actually attacking other people, it's nothing to do with me. Absolutely not. That's not how life works. But obviously, with the consensus, the liberal consensus that you have, oh yeah, that's how it works apparently. No. If I tell people to attack people, then yes, it's my responsibility. I incited violence. But playing with fire, it's not a concept. You can't just create a concept, right? No, Trump did always say from the beginning, and that's why the evidence was there, to be peaceful. He said, hold the line, but be peaceful. And then eventually, obviously, he had to say go home because he realized, well, this is just completely escalating. And then we discovered that there was infiltration, massive infiltration from Antifa, from the feds, and all the people who were exposed that they were not actual Trump supporters, but they were there to cause trouble, and obviously took advantage of that. Now, where are we? Carl says there is a striking similarity between how Biden treated January the 6th and obviously Starmer and those protesting in South Pole. Yes and no, I guess. Slight differences in terms of the actual day, massive differences, but the slight difference in terms of the treatment. The reason I say that is because with the Biden administration, on the surface, okay, yeah, you have to listen to this carefully. On the surface, the way it looked, the way the authorities in Washington, D.C., in the moment acted, it felt right because there are people causing chaos. You go in and you arrest them, right? Having said that, when you saw, for example, Downing Street protests in the summer, right? People were standing on a pavement and Starmer, Mark Rowley, Sadiq Khan ordered the police to go and randomly pick people up. That was disgusting. Now, I'm not saying that didn't happen on the 6th of January, but that was one of the main reasons you got political prisoners from January 6th is because they also did the same. But there were also a lot of other people who were causing chaos from the beginning, those who infiltrated the protest. So that's the only tiny difference. But yeah, generally speaking, Carl is still correct. I mean, I just got a little bit technical about that. 2CTV misses the parallels between the jihadis and maggots. Both want to push their religion on everyone. Both oppress women and both suppress education and real democracy. MAGA? Is that... Am I missing things like first Alex and now maggots? What's maggots? I think that's MAGA, but MAGA is not a religion. Or people speaking cryptic. I don't know what's going on tonight. B Lion says another steady 2,000 to 3,000 lives. Yeah, we have 3,100 now watching. Yes. Who is the media again? Putting the mainstream media to shame. Thank you very much for that. Laurie says, hi, you would be. You're so funny with your expressions. You make me laugh. Stop it. Yesterday was a great day, especially for Americans. How cool was the inauguration? It was very good. I wish I could meet Donald again. God bless America. I am still absolutely furious with the United Kingdom. I will tell you why. Yesterday, I was supposed to be in Washington, D.C. I had a pass. And a ticket to go to the inauguration and all the parties and all the balls, well, not all of them, 2 of them. And I didn't go because I was expecting a number of massive trials to happen in the UK, right? We were supposed to have at least 3 court trials. 2 of them were postponed. The other one, the Axel Rudder-Cabana, he just decided to randomly plead guilty last second. So that session lasted about 5 minutes. I was like, I could have gone. I had my pass, I had my ticket. So all my friends went to DC and I kind of felt left out, but it's okay. It's okay. And not that it wasn't a once in a lifetime opportunity to be in DC when the Donald returns, but you know, yeah, I'm not bitter, right? Absolutely not. Stop talking about it. Come on, guys, move on. Where is did Vinny send the picture? Did he send it? No. Vinny doesn't like me. Okay. He doesn't have the picture of the... Although, didn't he say... Yeah, he said he's arrived. Anyway. Milva says, the left is dying right in front of us. Hold the line. Yeah, don't get complacent. Don't get... Because they're going to fight back now. This is just the beginning of the fight. Have you seen someone is offering £1 million for someone who has got the balls to do a queer for Palestine march in Gaza? I am so tempted to do it. I mean, I'm not queer, but I'm tempted to lead it and film it. That would be funny. Dude, why the F would you not go regardless? The main reason I didn't manage to go, because I thought, like an idiot, if we're going to have 3 trials happening at the same time in the UK, at least one of them is going to kick off and things are going to happen. I have to be here. But yeah, hindsight. I think at the end I got lazy as well, so it's my own fault I missed the inauguration. I could have reported it from DC because we had our reporters in court. I didn't have to stay here. What was I thinking? Paolo, thank you. Same price of my sandwich went down, but say who makes it. It was deported. I hope this is a joke. Is this a joke or is it real? Price of my sandwich went down, but Jose, who makes it, was deported. Why was Jose illegal? It's Jose's own problem. Always be a legal migrant. That's the trick. I don't care if your sandwiches are good. Be a legal immigrant rather than illegal. Yes, missing 411 is correct. The war has just begun in the US. Yep. What's going on here? If you thought the Democrats loathe and despise us before, imagine what they think now that a convicted felon president has pardoned everyone who attacked and defied the nation's capital. I still love there's a meme. There's a few memes actually about how Trump is the first real black president. He's gangster because he's got a felony. He's got a number of divorces. What was the other? He worked in McDonald's for half an hour and got fired. There's so many reasons that Trump is actually the first real African-American president, not Barack Hussein Obama. Oh, Vinny has sent the picture. There we go. What is going on? Oh my God. What? So I know, Vinny is one of our regulars. And he said he's made a flag. I did not ask Vinny to make this flag, okay? For the record, I do not condone this sort of behavior, right? This is so... It's like a cult personality. This is what Vinny has created now. Right, let me put it on the screen for you. Oh my God. It says 2CTV, we are the media. That is terrifying. That face is terrifying. Not Vinny's face, my face. My face is... Also, why am I red? Yeah, so I have a feeling because Vinny made one of these flags, the 2CTV flags, and brought it to the last United Kingdom rally. And I think this one is going to be the new addition to it. Oh God, you can sell these, by the way. Yeah, I'm big in Japan. Yeah, so that was oh, Vinny. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching. Wait, no, don't go. Hang on, because I've just realized I've been rude. Yeah, that's Vinny saying sent it. I've been rude because I missed Mike, our regular. Mike says, Paolo, less chance of botulism. What was this in response to? My brain doesn't work tonight, so don't... Oh, yeah, that's about the price of sandwich and Jose being deported. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to check out all the other live shows we've done today. I'm Maya Tusi, and we are the media.